Hi, I'm Todd Wente, and this is the Daily 180, 180 seconds of motivation and inspiration intended to help you take action and make progress in your life. This is episode 446 of the Daily 180, and today we're going to be exploring another V word that can help us move forward and make progress. That V word is vamp. Now, I'm a music guy, I'm a music theater guy, and one of the things that I know about vamp is that it is a term used to describe a repeated series of chords while we wait for something else to happen. In fact, a lot of times when we talk about a vamp in musical theater or in music, what we're talking about is somebody that's playing a set of chords while the artist, the singer, the soloist, is busy talking to the audience or maybe talking to another character, maybe bemoaning a state that they're in or doing some other kind of activity to set the stage so that they can launch into the actual solo that they're going to do. And a lot of times with a vamp, if you're in live theater, it can go on and on and on, especially if the person, the actor involved, is milking the audience for some really funny moments. That's great. I love it. I love vamps. Sometimes we'll sit down and as we're working through things, when I was a music director, I said, so it looks like we got about 3 vamps right here. So you've got a little bit of time, but you don't have any more than that because we didn't have a live orchestra. We had recorded music. And so I said, you got these 3 vamps. If you take more than those 3 vamps, we're done. We got to move on. They said, can you give me more? I'm like, what? Trying to figure out how long to wait before you move on when you're working with a vamp is something that we do with musical theater. In most cases, what's happening is the person that's leading the band is waiting for a particular cue from the person that's on stage, and that gives the signal and everybody moves forward. So how does that work with us in regular life? Well, very simply, if you feel like you're stuck in a vamp, that you're stuck in something that keeps repeating over and over and over again, and you're not moving on, give yourself a cue and move on. You don't have to wait for somebody else to come along and say, hey, you want to change something about your life. You ought to do this a little different. You ought to try a new hairstyle. You ought to try new clothes. You ought to try a new activity. You ought to try a new hobby. You don't have to wait for somebody else to give you permission. You can just choose to do it. If you're stuck in a vamp, give yourself a cue and move on. Now, it can be scary, and timing is everything. But let's be honest. If it's your life, if it's your story, if it's your stage, if it's your show, you figure out how many vamps you got and then move on. Hopefully that's something that's going to be valuable for you. I know for me, it's something that I have to remind myself of on every now and again. In the meantime, hopefully this has been useful. Share it with somebody else if it has been, and share it with us if you're finding it valuable. And when I say us, I mean me. I'm pretty much the only one here at the Daily 180. I'd love to know how these things are affecting you. Share this wide and far. Subscribe to it. Hit the bell. Be reminded of when we're doing more of these videos because we've got more to go. We've got X, Y, and Z coming up and the end of the year where we're going to start something new next year. Hopefully this has been useful. In the meantime, this has been the Daily 180. My name is Todd Wente. Go forth and conquer. We'll see you next time.